So, there's this video that's going viral. I mean, I woke up seeing it on my timeline because I was looking for other stuff, but all of a sudden I seen this video. And the man, he was talking narrating, and he had the children, he was a teacher, and his students were taking out his hair. And there was about maybe 6 or 7 of them using the combs and stuff like that and unbraiding his hair. And next thing I know, a lot of people had something to say about this. And I'm going to say this. Would I want my children to be unbraiding their teacher's hair, any man's hair, especially my daughter? No. I would not want that for my children to be doing that. If you're a teacher and you want somebody to unbraid your hair, you got family members you can go to a stylist, and they can unbraid your hair. For me, if you are teaching my child, you're going to be teaching my child in the classroom, but it shouldn't have to do with anything where they're doing anything to help you do anything. I don't want to make it look like a sexual thing.
Well, that's what people are doing.
Yes.
Go ahead.
But you know, and even when I thought about it, I thought about it like, no, I don't really think that it's grooming the children. But I feel like hair and the way women talk about their hair is different. It's different. First of all, we've been taught, and first of all, we are guys, and we know that you're not supposed to have more than 2 people in your hair at one time, or they say you're not supposed to have 2 people in your hair at one time. It's bad luck, all of that stuff.
I've never heard that.
I've heard, oh my God. Oh, they're going to tell you they heard it.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
They're going to tell you they heard it.
I've never heard that.
Okay, now...
Is it never to have more than 2 people braiding or taking your hair out?
Doing your hair.
Well, they weren't doing his hair, let's be clear.
Well, yeah, they were taking it
out.
But still, I just look at this from a place like, no. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be sexual with these students, but
that's the implication.
Yeah, because you know why? You know why? Because it always looks so innocent to the eye, but then it can be much deeper. Because
why don't we do this? But why don't we do this to the female teachers? Because they're always getting caught up sleeping with the male students.
Oh, it's on both sides.
But we don't do this to them.
It's on both sides.
You know what's so funny?
And you know what's so funny? I've seen more women now be locked up than men.
Yeah. And that's the point that I'm making. First of all, let me just go back. I didn't have an issue with that, and I'm gonna tell you why I didn't have an issue. Because when I saw that video, it instantly took me back to the summertime. You sitting on the steps, a guy got hair, and a bunch of girls who don't sitting there gossiping, taking out his hair, or taking out one of their girlfriend's hair. That's what it reminded me of. It didn't take me to a sexual thing. It took me to, this is what young girls, particularly young black girls, like to do. They like to be in people's hair. And I'm almost certain that they probably jumped at the chance to be able to take his hair out because this is what young black girls like to do. That's what it took me to. It also took me to the fact that these girls have a good relationship with their teacher, that they didn't feel anything towards him to do that. Just like that teacher here in Philly, the hugging teacher, that's been all on the news. Every time you see him, he's hugging his students. He's actually not a teacher. He's actually a principal. He's a principal.
Hug, high five.
Well, no, he was featured on Fox News and everything. He's a hugger. He hugs his kids.
Some of these children do need a hug.
And that was what he was conveying to people. Now, when you watch the videos of him hugging the kids, he's never hugging the kids, especially females, like this. He's always holding them to the side or whatever the case may be. But his videos went viral because of the fact that he, oh God, I wish I knew this man's name on Instagram.
It's okay.
They went viral because it's cameras inside of the school, and the cameras would catch the students running towards him.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Running towards him. And when he was interviewed, he was saying, you know, there's a lot of kids that are going through things at home. There's a lot of kids who don't have father figures at home. And when they come to school and see somebody like me, a black man, that possibly looks like
Yeah, because kids. We don't have a lot of black men.
Because we don't. Too. And then when we do have them, and we do have kids who are receptive to these black men, the first thing we do is, it might be sexual. But then we don't do that. We don't do that to these daycare workers, these female daycare workers who are touching these kids in a certain kind of way. Why? Because we are trained. Our brains are trained that men are perverts and women aren't. That's how we are raised up to think. Just like many people are raised up to think gay men are pedophiles and nobody else is. So if you're gay, keep your kids away from him because he's a pedophile. Mm-hmm. This is how we train our kids, and we have to stop doing that. That's why when I was seeing people saying things about this situation with these students taking out this man's hair, I kept saying to myself, what is sexual about this? There's a bunch of females standing around this guy taking out his hair. None of them are in between his legs. Most of them are behind his head with a comb taking out his hair. And like he said, it's 10 minutes before the class is over, and I allowed them to take my hair out. They jumped at the chance to do it. But yet we as society who were trained as kids to think that any man doing anything with a child that's not his own, we're trained to believe that it's sexual or it's a perverted thing. And we have to stop doing that. Because like you just said, now more than ever you're seeing more women getting caught doing perverted things with these kids. But even though we see more women getting caught, we still don't look at them the way we look at men when they're handling kids. No, we still don't do that. We still don't, and the reason why we don't, Kevin, is because we are trained from an early age to believe that any man that is doing anything with a kid that is not his own has to be.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's that we are trained.
Well, then why do we think that? Why did when we saw a video of female students taking out of a man's hair, why did we instantly think that somehow? It might be a little perverted or it's not inappropriate. Why did we think that?
Because you don't want to see a man.
Why don't we want to see a man?
Because men can be nasty.
And you just proved it. So women can't be nasty?
I know that.
So women can't be nasty?
I know that. We got it on both sides. But you're hearing more about a man.
Did you see it? As a matter of fact, he was sitting like this at the table. Did you see his desk? Right. So did you see anybody in between his legs?
No.
Right. Of course not.
No, I didn't look at it. What
is perverted about these girls taking out his hair?
Listen, I didn't look at it that way, but I can see why it can be perceived that way. And again, if I had children, I still wouldn't have.
You know what I told this girl in my job? We were talking about But no, that's fine. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. And to be quite honest with you, Kevin, I probably wouldn't want my child doing that either. So I think that's where you and I agree. But I wouldn't look at it as a sexual thing. I would just say,
I try my best not to.
Yeah, but you did.
I try my best. No. But what I'm saying is, you have to be careful.
You
do.
That's with everybody.
But yeah, and you know what? You're gonna look at. First of all, I know I'm a man, and I know how nasty I could be.
Yeah, but you're not nasty like that with kids.
No, I'm not.
Right.
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is, you just don't know how nasty he could be. And I'm not saying he like that. I'm not saying. But as a precaution, I wouldn't be comfortable. Like, if it's outside of school, you know how some teachers like, I'm going to take your children here and there. Like, no.
Right.
We'll stay in the classroom setting.
And that's fine.
Because let's set boundaries here. Like, I know you like my child, like, as a good student, and you want to do this and that, but no.
Right.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Because it's too much. It's too much going on with these children. And children are not going to say anything, or they may wait to say something 10, 15 years later. Well, this teacher inappropriately touched me, or they may tell somebody, and that person that they done told will go and tell about this inappropriate relationship. But it's, as a teacher, if I was a teacher, I would try to not even put myself in that viral moment of wanting to go viral for children, taking out my hair, because you just never know. Like, you know, now people may be looking at him.
Well,
but for all we know, he could be a gay man.
Well,
but that don't mean, I'm just saying.
He did not want to go viral. He was live streaming, and the video that somebody recorded,
of course,
went viral. He didn't do it to go viral.
Because everybody's going to want to know, what's your opinion about it?
Right, but that's the problem. And you know, and what I was telling to one of my coworkers a few months ago, we were talking about kids being molested or whatever, and she said that they had found out that somebody in her family had came out and said that he was molested by somebody close in the family, whatever the case may be. And we were talking, and I was listening to them. It was me and two of my female coworkers, and I was listening to them, and they were going back and forth. Yeah, because these men. And I said, "Can I ask you a question? Do y'all think that only men are pedophiles?" And they said, "Well, no." I said, "So why do you keep saying these men? First of all, you're sitting in front of a man, so it's very offensive. Second of all, why do you guys keep saying these men?" I said, "Don't you realize that there are a lot of women who are pedophiles out there?" I said, the same way that you don't trust your child to sit on a man's lap out here, I said, you shouldn't trust them to sit on a female's lap that they don't know either. I said, but our brains have us thinking that females are more safer than a man. So therefore, we don't want you doing X, Y, and Z with him, but I'll go over there. But don't you realize while you're so busy paying attention to him, she's over there touching the child. Look at R. Kelly. He was molested by his sister. He was molested by his sister. There are women out here that are pedophiles just like there are men out here. My thing is, we have to stop stigmatizing that, oh, only the men, and we got to watch out for these men, because we look at it through this tunnel where this woman, this happy-go-lucky teacher in room 203, oh no, yeah. And we're not even looking at her, and the whole time she could be a damn pedophile. But we're criticizing this black man because he's allowing his female students to take out his hair. But the happy-go-lucky white teacher, female white teacher down the hall, could be the biggest pedophile in this school.
Hello?
Hello?
But you know what? I'm sitting here.
And we do this all the time, Kevin. And then think about this. Every time it's a teacher here in either Philly or PA that we hear it on the news that molested these kids, it's always a white female teacher, and they never look like the type that would do something like that. They never do. They never do.
And they be so young.
And they be in their 20s messing like this teacher the other day. This white female teacher the other day having a sexual relationship with her 5th grader. For 5th grader.
First of all, Mikhail,
you understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we're criticizing him for allowing this female student to take his hair out, but this woman was having a sexual relationship with her 5th grade student.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm sitting here trying to think, Mikhail, and I really can't remember. I'm trying to think like when the first time I like got excited about something. Like, when do I ever remember like getting hard off or something?
It was a very long time ago.
Yes,
but I'm gonna tell you this: I never got excited off an adult because an adult. I never looked at an adult like that when I was a kid. Never looked at an adult like that when I was a kid. So I can't speak on that. These kids now, when I got a little older, I did have some adults, and I was like,
okay, right,
good. I know this is wrong. They look good. I did do that, but when I was younger, I never looked at an adult like that. But it's just like, you know, you have these, and I feel bad for him because I say to myself, I can see that this is innocent, and like I said to you earlier, I agree with you. I would not let my child take out his hair, not because of anything sexual, but because I don't want my child playing in your hair. Just like my mom used to always tell my sister, I don't want nobody touching your goddamn hair after I do it. So no, can't nobody play in your hair. No, can't nobody do your hair over. No, my mom used to tell my sister that all the time. So that's where I get it from. I don't want you playing in nobody's hair. Not that it's sexual, because I wouldn't want you doing it if it was a female teacher. I just don't want you touching her hair, because number one, I don't know what the fuck she got in her.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see, okay. But now, Mikhail, I'm have to be honest. We have to be honest now. You know, as children, we say, like, this teacher, oh my God, she fine, whatever the case may be. I don't want my child to catch feelings for this teacher
because she's taking out his hair.
Yes,
but why?
Like,
but why are we sexualizing that?
I know, but you don't know what your child is thinking too.
Can I ask you a question?
You don't know what the child is thinking.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do we sexualize the Chinese man at the nail salon who does our kids' feet?
No.
All right then.
So
hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. If we don't sexualize that Asian man who's doing our kids' feet, who could be a pedophile.
He could be. Now, he could be.
If we don't sexualize him.
Your children are spending more time with the teacher than the man that's doing her feet.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You don't know what
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
We just being real.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Just because my child is not spending every day with the nail technician does not mean something can happen.
You right.
I can get up and go to the bathroom and he'll be grabbing all of my child's leg, fondling on her.
You right.
Okay?
And I hope she says something.
And I hope she said, but like you said, some kids don't.
No. Because let me tell you something.
So if we go and critique this black man. Oh, okay. You didn't think I was going to go there, did you?
No, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. But what I'm saying is,
we don't critique him because.
But what I'm saying is,
hello,
Mikkel. Now, for real. Yeah. Now, you know, boys have these dreams of being with teachers. I will do this. I will do that. And you know,
not every boy, because I wasn't
not every boy, but you know, you have boys that talk about the teachers and stuff like that.
Right.
And something.
And some girls do it too.
They would never tell.
Well, that's not true because look how these teachers are getting caught because these boys.
Oh, these teachers, no, they're telling their friends.
Yeah, but they're telling.
Their friends are telling.
Right, and their
but
friends
if it was up to them, they would not tell. Let
me tell you something. If I slept with one of my teachers when I was in high school, I wouldn't tell no friend.
I still wouldn't.
Especially if it was a teacher I wanted to sleep with.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Now listen, y'all. Now don't look at us.
Don't look at us like that. No, okay. Don't look at me crazy. Don't look at me crazy. I said if I was a student, I didn't say me as a teacher.
And many students, if they had a chance or opportunity to do it, they would try.
Hey.
And that's why I wouldn't want my child. Because you never know.
But that doesn't mean. Okay,
I know,
but listen.
But you never know.
That doesn't mean that the teacher is that way, Kevin.
I know that.
It doesn't mean that. That just means that your child is that way.
And I wouldn't want my child to get these feeling like, yeah, I love my teacher.
Well, then your child shouldn't be in that. Then your child shouldn't be in that teacher's class.
Yeah, but we
you're thinking because of the child being fantasized about the teacher.
We gotta look at it from all angles.
I'm never going to look at it like that. You're never going to look at it like that because you're stigmatizing black men, but you're not going to stigmatize an Asian man. No, get out of here with that.
Asian,
get out of here with that, buddy.
The race ain't got nothing.
It has everything to do with it. You know why it has everything to do with it? You know why? Because, like I just said, these black men are out here teaching these kids. Showing love to these kids, but these white women are out here sleeping with these kids.
But it's not just white women.
It's not
black male teachers.
It's not just white
students.
Let me finish.
They out there.
Let me finish. It's not just white women. There are male black teachers doing it too. However, when these white women get caught, you see their face on the news for one day. This man is going viral for a couple of days now for something that he didn't even do. I just seen it today. I seen it yesterday. For something that he didn't even do sexually. But these pedophiles are only getting posted for one day and then you don't hear about it anymore. But this man who did nothing sexual, there's think tanks about it. Oh, would you let your child do it? I don't think I would let my child. Right. Oh, I don't think that's a problem. Like, come on.
Yeah,
stop it.
You were supposed to teach my child.
Stop. He said 10 minutes before class was over. Nobody's still teaching 10 minutes before class.
Let me tell you something. I was just happy to take the fucking erasers and go bang them on the side of the building.
I think some people, that could be sexual too. That could be sexual too. Stop it.
Get your
Especially if you got an older, perverted man watching a female with her titties. That's perverted. So come on, stop.
You're trying it.
You're going outside. You're going outside the box.
And you taking their erasers, you're gonna bang them. The teacher ain't never been in to watch us take dirty.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I was excited to be the student. Make sure his mother gets this note. Okay? Yeah, Miss Anderson has this note, and she wanted me to bring this to you to make sure that you get it, so he don't throw it in the trash. You know, stuff like that. But I never came up and a teacher be like, I want you to walk on my back. I want you to do this. Do this with my hands. No teacher I ever asked, not even scratch their damn back, okay? Out of the thousands of days I've been in school, I've never seen nothing like it. To take the hair out, I think it's a little bit too much. But he may not even be that type of teacher, and he may not be on that type of time. But we all have an opinion about it, and I'm glad that we had a chance to share our opinion about it. And, just, put it out there. But
I need to call one of my staff members, for those of you that complain that I'm on the phone. I'm still a manager. Okay, so I need to call one of my staff members real quick.
And I have to pee.
We'll go pee.
Let's take a pause right here.
Because I need to find out what's going on.